Zach here, full-time reseller, and I'm going to be doing some thrifting up in the neighboring town of Durango, Colorado. It's Monday. I'm staying hopeful that I'll find a lot of good stuff and be able to make some good profit on what I do source. So follow along and I'll show you how I do it.
You ran their card, and you have that receipt that they signed.
All right, so this is a Sims men's quarter zip. It's only $4. It seems to be in good shape. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it because I love selling Sims. All right, so this is a Pendleton men's wool shirt, and it's not vintage, but for the price, it's a great brand, and it looks to be in good condition. So I'm gonna check for all the buttons, make sure there's no holes, and I will probably grab this too. All right, these Brooks Ghost 13s are worth grabbing. I'm gonna scoop them up. These are Peter Millar golf shorts, and while we're moving into fall and winter, I'm not gonna pass on them because they're in pretty good shape. They're size 32 and they're only $2.50, so I'm gonna grab them. Searching through the hard goods, and ooh, those might be worth a little bit. Looks like a Coach wallet, about $6. Might grab it.
$18.43.
So did okay. I went ahead and skipped on the Brooks running shoes. I was a little confused. I thought they were Ghost 15. They were Ghost 13s, and the sell-through isn't good as the shoes get into older series, but that's okay. I did spend $18, got a few good things, a couple winter clothes, good cheap pair of golf shorts. I'm gonna haul butt down to the Goodwill. So not too bad of a start to today. I'm glad to have found a few things right off the bat that weren't real expensive. But I want to throw this out there to anybody that's watching that might be just getting into reselling. I want to stress the importance of keeping track of your inventory, keeping track of your receipts, whether it be for supplies, for equipment you use along the home front for your business, and definitely keeping track of your inventory. I didn't do that my first few months of reselling, and it made it really hard to catch back up. But now I've developed a system where I just kind of reconcile everything at the end of the day. I get home, I get all my receipts out, and if I'm doing garage sales, I write handwritten receipts. Doing that will save you a lot of headache down the road. I'm personally the type of person that likes to play from ahead, so I try every day to close up my day's worth of business and not leave anything for the next day. Doing that just reduces the headache, and it gives you more time to be outsourcing and doing the treasure hunting aspect of all this. That's really the fun part. So be on your books and be on top of the paper. That's all I got. Gonna haul butt down here to the Goodwill, see if I can't find anything. Gonna kind of be on a short time over there before the other thrift store opens up next door to it that's a little bit cheaper, but gonna really try to spend some good time digging through clothes. And again, as I've said in past videos, I'm really trying to get into flannels, winter boots, denim pants, and heavy coats if I can. Those are the things that sell this time of year as a clothing reseller, and if I can pick up any hard goods in the meantime, even better.
Outside of the Durango Goodwill, and I often say this is my favorite thrift store. It hasn't been my favorite thrift store the past few weeks, but that's just how it is. That's the ups and downs of reselling. Let's see what we can find. All right, so this is usually what I'm after, is heavy jackets of good brand. I like Burton. I'm gonna check out the quality and see what the price is. This jacket's pretty priced up, so I will most likely skip on it. It's not in great condition, it's not in bad condition. It is a decent size, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk, I think. All right, scanning the hat section, trying to find something new with a tag on it or something worthy of picking. I'm finding too much at the Goodwill today. I've hit these shoe aisles pretty hard, not really seeing anything worth a darn. So this is a cool vintage Big Dogs women's pullover jacket. I looked it up, there's one listed for $50, but I'm not seeing any that have sold. And while I love vintage clothes, I think I'm gonna skip on it. About the only thing I found today were these Dansko Mary Jane wedges. I'm gonna grab them, they're $9. I will only make about $20 to $25 profit, but I sell these all the time. They're always solid.
Yeah, he's over there, I think.
So passed on several things in there. The Burton snowboard jacket was just priced up, and some flannels that just weren't worth a whole lot of money. Just decided to grab the Danskos. I did get here 30 minutes after they opened, so I may have missed a few good items. But nonetheless, I'm gonna race over to this last thrift store. It's the thrift store I tend to do the best at, and it's usually the cheapest.
hopefully I'm gonna find some good stuff. I am a few minutes late to get there on their open, but that's all right. Just how it goes on a Monday.
So last thrift stop of the day for me. Hopefully I get into some better stuff here. It's not been great, it's not been bad. That's how it goes thrifting. There's ups, there's downs. As I always say, stay positive, keep your intentions up, keep your focus on only good things coming your way. And I think that helps, or at least it helps you to deal with some of the ups and downs of reselling. So keep following along. And if you've made it this far, reach out and hit that like button. I sure appreciate it.
Came right back to the jackets because again, that's where I get my best investment, and I haven't found anything to write home about, but there's this women's 686 snowboard jacket. It is priced up at $20, but this is a great brand. I'm gonna look it up and just make sure it might be worth investing in. All right, I did find this LL Bean flannel. It's kind of almost a shacket style as it has the waffle lining, and it is only $3, so I think I'll grab it, but I'm not finding much else today, unfortunately. All right, they got a Gucci bucket hat here, but they got $30 on it, and I'm gonna walk. I love Mountain Hardwear jackets, but this is $35. It's a lighter weight jacket. It's not in great condition, and I'm gonna pass on it. It's a cool women's puffer, but they've got it priced at $45. It's also not in great shape, and I'm just gonna have to pass on it as well, which is too bad because I really like puffers. I love cool, and if it was $20 cheaper, I'd probably grab it. All right, so sometimes when the picking is not real good, I'll delve over into the women's aisle and look through the medical scrubs, but I tend to only pick figs, and the market on figs has kind of gotten a little saturated. I'm not actually seeing anything in here other than generic brands, Cherokee and Carhartt, and a lot of those brands aren't worth much of anything, so that's just something I do if I can't find anything else in the store. This Gurin Brothers beanie, and I think it's only $3, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it.
So just finished up in there. There was a handful of jackets I would have liked to have bought, but the price was just too much for them considering the condition and the sell-through rate. And there was a Gurin Brothers beanie, but it didn't really have much of a sell-through rate. And some other flannels. There was a Carhartt flannel I almost bought, but it had a poor sell-through rate too. So just know there's items out there that you might be particular about that you might like to resell. And just because you like to resell one type of that item doesn't mean that all of the items that brand produces will sell. And that's kind of how it was today. I found a lot of great brands, but none of them were really items that had great sell-through rates. So I went ahead and decided to hold on to my money, skip it. Today was kind of slow up here, but it was still all right. I picked about 5 items overall. No bangers, no bolos. That's all right. That's how it is. I did get some consistent things to list, some winter items, and I'm just going to be happy about that and go from there. So gonna head back home. Might make one more stop at my local thrift store, and then I'll do a haul at the end. Thanks for joining. So here's my haul at the end of a day of thrifting up in Durango, Colorado. I just spent several hours up there. I did go to 3 different thrift stores. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in and show you some of the things I found to resell for profit. So I paid $2.50 for this pair of Peter Millar performance golf shorts, and I should be able to sell these for around $22 to $28. Peter Millar performance gear is good. I stay away from some of the cotton shirts, but I do like selling their quarter zips and some of their other more expensive items if I can find them. There is a lot of golf courses in my area, so I'm always keeping an eye out for brands like Peter Millar, Roback, Grayson, some of the premium ones. So that's all right. I'm going to scoot over now, and I'm going to look at these. This is a pair of Dansko Mary Jane wedges. They're going to need cleaned up. I did pay $9.99, which is paying up for these, but I sell the heck out of these. I've probably sold 7 or 8 pair of these in the last year. They tend to sell very fast. I usually get between $30 to $40 for them if I'm patient, and they are a black colorway, which is a good seller. And then next to the Danskos, this is a Coach checkbook cover, and I did pay up on this. I paid a whole $6. I wish I could have got it for a little bit less, but it is Coach. It will only sell for about $20 to $25, but Coach stuff in good condition tends to sell pretty good for me. Even in bad condition, Coach stuff sells pretty good for me. And that's because Coach is expensive and people don't want to pay up a premium for new when they can buy gently used from a guy like me. Right above the Coach checkbook cover, this is a Pendleton wool flannel. It is not the heavier style. It is not vintage. So I'll probably get somewhere between $22 to $28 for it if I'm patient. It is in clean, good condition, and the colorway is not bad. I love Pendleton. I have some Pendleton blankets and a bed set. It's just premium quality. It sells, and it's just American as you can get. Now moving over here, this is a Sims RiverTech quarter zip. It is performance material, and I believe I can probably get somewhere between $25 to $32 for this. I love Sims. This was a decent colorway, but it was a small size, and small men's I tend to shy away from. But if it's a really great brand, I'll grab it, and Sims is that. So I couldn't pass on it. I paid $4, I believe, for this. So that was a pretty good price. At any other big time thrift store like Goodwill, I'd probably pay $8 to $12. And so at the thrift store I was at, they have tremendously great prices on clothing. I couldn't pass up this deal. And then lastly, this is an LL Bean shacket. It does have the waffle knit lining. It does have metal snaps, and it does have the side pockets as well as front pockets. So those are all things I want to put on my keywords and my description. This guy here could get me somewhere between $25 to $35 if I'm just patient. With winter approaching, I've had an uptick in jacket and flannel sales as well as boot sales. So I'm excited about that. I've tried to stay away from sourcing summer items unless it's the right price. So that is it today, friends. I did actually pay $4, I believe, for that shacket, but nonetheless, thanks for joining. I appreciate you following along. If there's anything I passed on this video that was of value and I just didn't know it, or I walked right past it, please let me know. If there's anything you like about my videos or would like to see, please chime in on the comments. Just grateful for the viewers and the people who are subscribing and watching. I will do it again next time. If you like this video, as always, please hit like, make a comment, or please subscribe.